We are live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Blake Ruffino. This is Are You Serious Sports? We hope you guys are making it a good one. We know that we are as well. It is Game 7. It is the LSU pregame show. The LSU pregame show. I'm excited. Last night's game was really exciting. Very, very, very exciting. So will the LSU Tigers take down the Oregon Ducks? It's duck season, y'all. It's duck season. We'll talk about that. Game 7, we get to all of your comments. It's going to go down tonight. Getting in an argument about Landon Marceau being available for an inning. We can confirm he's available for an inning. We know that for an absolute fact. I can't get any closer than what a source has told me. I understand what I'm telling you. Can't get closer. Can't get closer. So he will be available for an inning as Mikael Hilliard will get to start. Huge recruiting weekend. Absolutely huge recruiting weekend. And share. I forgot to tell everybody to hit that like and share. But a huge recruiting weekend for LSU football. A lot of people freaking out about Le'Veon Moss, the running back from Estruma, committing to Alabama. I was told, do not worry about that. Don't worry about it. Nick Saban gets an extension. He's not going to play it out. He's not going to play it out. Everybody, it's overreaction Monday, y'all. Just because it's not football season doesn't mean it's not overreaction Monday. So we will get into that. Hashtag Ask Blake. We were supposed to have Trey Turner, former LSU offensive lineman Trey Turner, and Pro Bowler Trey Turner. My man's a free agent. So all I'm going to say is negotiations are always underway when you're a free agent. So I wish my man well tonight. Hopefully maybe we get some breaking news. I told him to let me know if he signs with the team. Let him know if he signs with a team, and we'll go from there. But let's get to a couple comments before we pay some bills around this great thing. And listen, I know that look, I keep getting comments and messages on Twitter and reference this. Guys, Landon Marceau will go an inning if you need him. If it's 5-4 and you needed Landon Marceau, he will go. As two aces, one for Southern Miss and Ole Miss, pitched today. And at length, I think one of them had 60-plus pitches. So let's get to a couple of these comments, and then we'll pay some bills. Kirk Paul says, let's get it, probably from Omaha. Quack, quack, says Kenny. Bang, bang, says Kirk. Darren says, time to hunt some ducks, quack, quack. I love duck season. It's time to go, man. It's time to go. Look, I hope that the bats stay hot. I hope the bats stay hot. Kirk says we got that duck by the bill tonight. Hilliard on the mound to start, and Adam Contreras says Canes is what's for dinner, but I'm deep frying some duck for appetizers. I love it. I love it. All right, let's pay some bills around this thing, and then we'll get to some Game 7 baseball talk. No better words in sports, none. No better words in sports better than Game 7. But let's pay some bills, and then we'll get to it. None better, our good friends over at GM Varno & Sons. GM Varno & Sons has faithfully been serving your Denham Springs and Baton Rouge area for over 62 years. With their highly trained technicians, there's absolutely nothing that they can't do. Drivetrain repair, RV repair, big rig overhauls, motorhome chassis, routine maintenance, tire rotations, tire sales. No job is too big or too small over at GM. Give them a call today at 225-664-9992. That's 225-664-9992. Or go see them over at 2500 Florida Boulevard in Denham Springs, Louisiana. And our good friends over at betonline.ag. Guys, I'm not sure if y'all saw last night, but our man, not really our man, but Floyd Mayweather coming out to the betonline.ag mask. BetOnline is literally the fastest betting company that is taking off right now. All your mobile bets, betonline.ag, from basketball, hockey playoffs, baseball marquee matchups, and even the prop bets in the future, along with football that will be coming up. BetOnline is the easiest way to get all the odds, news, scores, and updates. Go to betonline.ag. That's betonline.ag. So before that tip-off, face-off, first pitch, head on over there and place your bet. betonline.ag. betonline.ag. I got to say this. I'm not sure if you guys saw, but Floyd Mayweather walked out to the betonline.ag mask, the COVID restriction mask. I thought that was pretty cool, as we appreciate BetOnline for everything that we do. Kurt Paul says Saban made a deal with the devil. That he did, the devil himself. How do you make a deal with yourself, though? I mean, I don't know how you make a deal with yourself, but he did. Everybody do us a favor, hit the like and share as well. Kurt says, don't know who Oregon will have on the bump. I'm not sure either. I don't really think it matters, though, right? Like, I don't know the way that LSU – look, you're going to have to slug it to win it anyway. You're going to have to slug it out. Unless Mikael Hilliard comes out, in which – I mean, look, it's very possible, but unless Mikael Hilliard comes out and gives you a Jaden Coleman type of scenario or Jaden Coleman type of performance like he did last night or 2 nights ago, or no, it was last night. I don't know. I mean, you're going to have to run this by committee, and so is Oregon. Let's not get this twisted. I want to say this too. This all but confirms to me how good and deep the SEC is. Ole Miss wins. Tennessee wins. Arkansas is in a fight with Nebraska right now. Who else won from the SEC? I know Florida got their Rudy Poos beat, and everybody wants Kevin O'Sullivan, which I'm going to get to that in just a second. I got some news on that. But regardless, I mean, the SEC is just so damn deep, y'all. I know South Carolina got beat, but LSU's right there. Just goes to show you. And look, this might, and I don't know how else to say this other than just coming out and saying it. This team might have needed something to the effect of Paul Mainieri running out there and says, I'm retiring. Because outside of that first game against a really good pitcher in Gonzaga, they have been lights out. I mean, they've been aggressive. Look, even so much aggressive that my boy from Homa, Gavin Dugas, doesn't know how to stop. I mean, I know that we got some people in here from Homa, but I know that you guys don't stop for stop signs. They should have never given that kid a triple. The bobble. Screw the bobble. Screw the bobble. The kid's running. He overruns it. He does. I mean, come on. Like, that's bullshit. He never lets up. When you see something like that, don't give that kid a triple. That's just being bitter as hell. So Saban is the devil himself. I keep seeing that. People saying that Saban's the devil. So they need to stay hot. You know, I do think it's interesting that Paul Mainieri's son made the lineup card, putting Dylan Cruz in the leadoff spot. Dylan Cruz in an interview would come out and everybody's saying, put him in the 3-hole, put him in the 3-hole, put him in the 3-hole. He says, I love hitting leadoff. Put me leadoff. And if the kid's going to hit 625, you let that kid do whatever in the hell he wants to do. Whatever in the hell he wants to do, you let him do it. You let him do it. I saw this stat today, we put some pieces together here at AYS. I think the guy's hitting like 112 points better in the leadoff spot than he is in the 3-hole. If he wants to hit leadoff, let him do it. He's going to see a lot more fastballs and a lot more pitches. Let him do it. Juice Washington says, #Ask Blake with Moss signing. He did not sign with Bama. Who do we target next at running back? He did not sign. He just committed. I believe, and I was told this, I think that Kendrick Law is a guy that they really like from Captain in the Shreveport area. Citizen out in Lake Charles is another guy, a bigger back, about 6 foot, 217, 220. And that kid can run, man. I mean, that kid just look. He's got some wiggle to him too, and Travis Etienne. So those come down to the 3. I do know that Jake Peets, of all of them, does like Law a lot. The kid from Shreveport. So I'm not worried about Moss. I mean, look, you love to have him, but I do think that there are some circumstances with Le'Veon Moss that if you don't want to be here. And you want to leave the state, I think that sometimes kids grow up in situations that maybe they need to exit the state. And I understand that. So I'm not going to beat up on Le'Veon Moss. He's a good kid. And he's been through a lot of tragedies in his life that have been very well chronicled. So Le'Veon Moss, I mean, I hate that it's Alabama. I wish it wasn't Alabama, but it is. It is. Ethan Doyle says not even Aflac going to be able to help the Ducks tonight. Well, with that coverage, yeah, that's crazy. You're not going to be able to help them. Kenny says 24 years ago today, LSU took out the Gumps in Omaha 13-6. I saw that. As Ben is just losing it, man. Let me tell you something. I have a 2-year-old, and I'm sure you can hear him. He does not like. He doesn't mind having bad time, but when he wants to play 24/7. I'll have to post a video about it. Lane Smith, good evening, Lane. He says, #as Blake, baseball coaching search seems really quiet, which is nice for a change from previous days with Oliva. But do you know anything about a coaching search at all? Okay, so let me say this. I can't make this more clear. There have been some people saying that a deal is done. Now, a deal could be done within the next 20, 30, 45 minutes. I don't think that it will be. I think that we can know some news soon. But a deal is not struck and a deal is not done. I know that for a 100% fact. A deal is not done yet. I'm talking about signed, sealed, delivered, and no agreed in principle. Some people are saying that there is. I'm telling you that there's not. However, there does seem to be a theme. That Kevin O'Sullivan, the coach at Florida, is still in this. Mike Bianco, who just won and is going to be going to a super regional with his LSU ties, it feels like he may be a guy that some people won't hear. I don't think Schlossnagle, unless LSU absolutely wants him, is going to become your next coach. It looks like Texas A&M is going to roll out the Brinks truck, and that's what A&M does. A&M definitely can roll out the Brinks truck for a guy like Schlossnagle. Godwin is an interesting case, but it seems like the trails have gone down on him. I want to say this because I don't know. Look, I never really pull punches, and I don't think I'm going to start now. It makes me very, and when I say very, I mean extremely nervous if LSU hires Kevin O'Sullivan. Extremely nervous. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm not saying anything like that. Oh, yeah, Ole Miss won, and so did Mississippi State. I'm seeing the comments flying in. I am not, for no reason whatsoever, and I want to be very careful, going to say that he's a bad guy, but I do think that it is extremely toxic in Gainesville. I have people that I know that cover Gainesville, that cover Florida in Gainesville, that cover the Gators, multitudes of people saying that they believe it could be toxic. I have a national guy telling me that the relationship with Kevin O'Sullivan in Florida is extremely toxic. So Kevin O'Sullivan, it seems that his biggest gripe is that they're not giving him any more money. Well, I went on WBRZ a couple of weeks ago, and I said this, and I'm going to tell it to you guys. They just spent $65 million on a brand new stadium. Brother, how much more money do you want? Skip Berkman, also many years ago, did not have people coming to Alec Box Stadium. Did not. When you build a culture that people want to be there, they will, because they sure shit show up for football games. The culture LSU is built. Ole Miss. You know what? Let me tell you something. And people bitch about Mike Bianco. Mike Bianco has built Ole Miss baseball. Built it. And it's difficult to win in the state of Mississippi, especially when you got a historic program like Mississippi State just down the road from you. And they win. And they win as they go to yet another super regional. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, it makes me very, very, very nervous if Kevin O'Sullivan is your guy, because some of the things that are coming out of Gainesville are not pleasant at all. At all, they're not pleasant for Kevin O'Sullivan. So as LSU goes into a Game 7 tonight against the Oregon Ducks, this could be the last game for Pulmonary in his tenure. So you could have a coach as easy as Thursday or Friday. You could, or in principle. With that being said, it scares me to death about Kevin O'Sullivan. Now, when it comes to on the field, I think Kevin O'Sullivan's a good coach. I think that he wins a lot. I also know that he's had literally multitudes amount of talent at Florida and hasn't done a lot with it. Yes, well, Blake has got the Omaha. Yeah, but he's got 4 guys within the last, 7 years that are rotation guys in Major League Baseball, and they won one. So I'll just leave it there. Robert Plaisant says, ask Blake, I like Dan McDonald from Louisville. I do too. I know I posted a picture of the Cardinal. I'm just going to give you a hint. Louisville's reporting that he was here all weekend, but they can't confirm that he was here during all last week. They can't confirm that he was in Louisville during the weekend. I'm not going to connect the dots for you, but 1 + 1 = 2. I'm just going to let you know that. So you have Louisville saying that they can't confirm that he was here, that McDonald was in Louisville during the weekend, and we posted pictures. And they said that today. Blake was looking at message boards. They said that today because some people at Louisville 247 saw the post, and they had to make a thing. We can't confirm about the weekend. Well, of course you can't confirm about the weekend. I know for a fact you can't confirm about the weekend. But go look on 247 Louisville's board, whoever the hell the guy is. No problems with him. But come on. Look, I was born at night. I wasn't born last night. I'm just going to tell you what we hear. So we will see in reference to that. Adam Contreras sent us some stars on Facebook. Guys, I really appreciate when y'all send us stars on Facebook. It really helps us grow a long way as we got the new studio going to be underway, hopefully sooner rather than later when we get in it. I got a beautiful Joe Burrow painting my good friend Ty Kepper did. That's going to be up there. We're going to be having some of the helmets we got around here, SEC helmets. I'm really looking forward to that. But I greatly appreciate when you guys do that. Doug says bats went out of the losers bracket. We got to be swinging tonight. Yeah, and you got to continue to be aggressive. There is no pulling your punches tonight. There is no pulling your punches tonight. And look, this is the best lineup of all season. Without a question. Now, I know that Gio DiGiacomo pulled a little hammy again or something to the effect. It's bothering him again. That's not going to be right until the season's over with. So you're just going to have to run with it. People are bitching about Zach Arnold having the error at second base. But, yeah, man, he's hitting the cover off the ball. I don't care that he's rolling to some double plays. Look how hard he's hitting it. That the ball is going to find a gap eventually. You got to keep that kid in the lineup. And let me say this. For the Rudy Poos who have said this, Safford has no business. I think he's a good kid. I get he's got connections. No reason that kid needs to be playing right now. He's not ready. As Kevin Hart would say, he wasn't ready. He's not ready. That means nothing. That means the kid's not going to be ready in a couple seasons. We saw Kramer Robertson do some stuff like this where he just was not ready early in his career at LSU. He blossoms, and look at him now. That's not to say the kid's not going to be ready in the future. I think the kid can do some good stuff. He's not ready right now. The stage is too big for him. Way too big for him right now. So we'll see. The pitching, yeah, Kurt Paul says you got plenty of arms in the pen. Hillier gives you 2 to 3. George isn't here. Yeah, George didn't make the trip. Hasty, Millis, Fontenot to close. And I don't know if look, ain't no way you're going to keep Devin Fontenot off the bump. I'm going to say this. I know I got a lot of pushback. Again, you tell Landon Marceau would throw 60 pitches today in the bullpen. He'd throw you 60. So if he's going to throw you, Blake, it's a bullpen, he's going to throw 80 to 90%. He can give you 35 pitches at 100%. Again, we've seen it today. So if you're going to make that argument, then bitch out Paul Maneri for letting A.J. Labus throw 123 pitches. Blake, he can't do that. What about the kid? The kid said, "Don't take me out. I'm fine. I'm a little tired, but I'm fine." Come on, man. Win at all costs. I'm not literally. You don't want a kid going out there and getting hurt, and I get that. I mean, I don't want kids. People, and every time I make that argument, people are like, "Blake, you just want kids to get hurt." When did I ever say that I want kids to get hurt? I never said that. Not once did I say that. Little Jay asked about the head coach. We talked about that. If you're just joining, Kevin O'Sullivan's name's in there. Again, he worries the shit out of me. There's some toxic shit out there in Gainesville right now. Let me say this too to Kevin O'Sullivan. I don't know if he's going to listen to this. I doubt he does. And I don't care, but I'm going to say it anyway for my own peace of mind. I think you're a good dude. But my allegiance is not to your Rudy Poo ass. It's not to you. It's to, well, see, my camera's backwards. It's to right here. I'm pointing to the LSU that I have on my shirt right now for the people listening to the podcast. It's to right here. It's not to you, brother. Don't tell me that what you got going on in Gainesville is not toxic. You want to talk about a culture? You built that culture, my guy. Guys, you better be careful. Again, he could come here. He can win his ass off. He could win his absolute ass off. He could do it. Kevin O'Sullivan could absolutely come in here and win his ass off. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we need to be cautious. All puns intended when I say this. When it looks like a duck, and it acts like a duck, and it swims like a duck, and it waddles like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a freaking duck. Quack, quack. Hashtag Mighty Ducks. Jeez, Mary and Joseph. Gino Vega says, hashtag Ask Blake, we will be fine in all sports, and damn Saban. I agree with that. I mean, he's not going to be here. He's not going to be there that much longer. He's not going to be in the contract to 2029. It ain't going to happen. What would he be, like 7? What, that's 8 more years? He's 70 right now. I don't know if I could see Saban coaching at 78. I just don't know if I could see it. But he's so narcissistic, I could see it. That man's so damn narcissistic, I could see Saban doing that. Look, we got to stop we got to stop worrying about Alabama and Saban. Yeah, you keep your eyes on them. But LSU just had one hell of a weekend. Did you guys not see the video of who posted? I know Scarborough posted one. I think Julie Baudouin posted one. Who else posted one? Shoot. It's slipping me right now. But did you guys not see Jake Johnson, the number 1 tight end in the country? You know, it's the biggest thing. I heard some national guys a couple months ago talk about Jake Johnson plays at a very preppy private school, and he hasn't played against public schools in Georgia. Well, doggone, he went to this LSU camp with some elite DBs out there and roasted them dudes like it's marshmallow season. Like we're in the middle of the sandlot and we're in a tree fort, marshmallow roasted as season. Okay? So they had a huge weekend. Will Campbell and Quincy Wiggins. I'm going to look, and again, too, the Quincy Wiggins versus Will Campbell, that drill when offensive line and defensive linemen go one-on-one against one another, that's never, ever, and I mean absolutely ever going to be beneficial for an O-lineman. Trust me. Blake's biased. He played O-line in college. It's not. And Will Campbell won some. And he lost some. I thought it was a hell of a battle. Will Campbell's also texting Quincy Wiggins in a little interview he did. He's talking about, we got to get Quincy Wiggins. I mean, look, how many times have I come on this show in the last 3 weeks and tell you Quincy Wiggins is a dog? He is. So LSU had a really good weekend. And by the way, I can't believe I'm going to say this because I've been wanting to say this name and I didn't know how to implement it until now. You know who else had a good camp this weekend? The coldest Crawford. The coldest to ever do it, Crawford. My man balled all day, man. The name fits. And they got that kid a 3-star. How in the hell? Look, I'm not a recruiting analyst, so I don't know. How in the hell you got Jack Besh, Aaron Anderson, for crying out loud, the wide receiver from Carr, and Dakota's Crawford, 3 stars after what they just did? I mean, bro, get out of here. Whew. Got me all fired up. All kinds of fired up. All right, let's see. Kirk says, I totally forgot about Helmers. Yeah, and look, Helmers is another guy that you could start. My mom says you'll be drunk by the second inning. I'm not even drinking. Look, water. I don't drink during the week. I have responsibilities. I got responsibilities. I'm not drinking. Not on no Monday. Now, if this was Friday night, shit. Blake Doucette says drinking game for tonight's game. Every time the announcers mention it may be Paul's last game, take a shot. And that's I see. That's when my mom said you'd be drunk by the second inning. No doubt. No doubt. God, they say that way too much. Gino says, ask the crybaby Longhorns old football coach. That's true. You know, a lot of people are getting on Ed Orgeron again. I'm not going to get back into that one. But, man, why are they getting on O? Dude has a stellar weekend and a stellar camp. Then all this. Adam Contreras says his squad didn't even make the postseason. Who is that? Are you talking about McDonald? Yeah, but yeah. Again, Louisville, LSU. I mean, at some point, and baseball is very cyclical. Okay, look at how many years Vandy's won the SEC. Vandy was. I mean, we all thought Vandy was going to just run away with this thing. And, guys, they didn't even win the SEC East. Is Vandy not a good team? And Vandy's another team that's advancing. So, David says, Sullivan is a great recruiter, but he squanders his talent. That he does. Again, I'm going to continue to beat that over the head. I do not I'm not going to say he's not a good coach because the proof is kind of in the pudding there. The guy is a good coach. The guy's a very talented coach. Again, it worries me to my absolute core that you're going to go hire a guy that's toxic. Now, some people will say, well, Blake, Kim Mulkey, but that was toxic. That was stuff that was going on about maybe where she wanted the arena to go. That's where she went because, and look, she wanted to come home. Kevin O'Sullivan has no ties like Kim Mulkey does. This has probably been Kim Mulkey's dream to come back and coach in her state for a long time. And the opportunity presents itself. That's a completely different scenario than Kevin O'Sullivan wanting out of Florida because they gave him $65 million. He wants more money. They say no, and he's got off the field issues. Here's the crazy thing about this. If Kevin O'Sullivan were a recruit, we would be bashing his ass. We would be saying absolutely not. We would be talking about everything that the kid has done wrong, but Kevin O'Sullivan can have some off-the-field stuff. And he wants to act like he doesn't. I don't give two Rudy Poos. Come after me. What you going to come after me for? Because you can't take the heat? Because you can't take the pressure? Because I can't have an opinion? That's the part of you being toxic, my guy. That's the part of you being toxic. If I can't run out here and say something and it's going to bother you or anybody going out there, you're going to run out there and somebody's going to say it's going to bother you as a head coach. My guy, you've been to Omaha 7 of the last 11 years now, and you're worried about what a podcaster or somebody else in Louisiana says because you've made a culture toxic? No, sir. No. Kenny says my choice is Cliff Godwin, but I trust Woodward. We'll see. Caleb Clark, what's up, brother? Gives a little side eye emoji. Shane says I think Floyd comes in and has a big game for us. Yeah, look, I should probably talk about Coleman a little bit more in the performance of that. That guy's going to be in the rotation next year. You're not going to be able to keep him off the field, or in the what I mean by that in the rotation. Obviously, you're not going to be able to keep him out. I mean, do you guys remember the movie Major League 2 when Serrano, you have no marbles, and he's running down after he hits a home run, he's running down like this? That's Coleman right now. That's Coleman right now. Kyle says, you play to win the game. Yeah, you play to win the game. Kirk says, I wasn't making an argument. I wasn't talking about you. I think about Marceau could pitch if needed. Best the glass on the emergency button. Yeah, I'm not saying you. I wasn't saying you, Kirk. I was talking about the people on Twitter ripping me a new one. Some media members kind of ripping me a new one in reference to all of that. I mean, look, again, you played like Kyle said, you do play to win the game. If the guy runs up to you and says, give me the ball, I'm about to go get you an inning. I'm about to go just end this for you in an inning, and he's your ace. You say, okay, and you don't think two things about it. Blakey's on 3 days rest, and he's going to be pitching a hell of a lot more when he goes in the big leagues, when he gets drafted. Guys, I'm sorry to tell you, the guy's going to throw 250 to 300 innings at max. He's going to throw well over 150, possibly 200 innings when he gets drafted, and he's in the rotation. So guys, he's there. He is there. Christopher on Facebook says, #AskBlake, Helmer's ? Was a hell of a weekday guy, in my opinion. Yeah, but he did come in a little in the beginning of some SEC play, if you remember, and he kind of got rocked around a little bit. So we'll see. I think he can give you a couple innings. I think you have him warming up if Hilliard struggles early. You better have guys ready to go if Hilliard struggles early. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the first inning and they got some guys tossing. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Not at all. Gino says I can see Saban winning at 78. I never say I couldn't see him winning at 78. I just don't know if I see him coaching at 78. Ryan Thibodeau says Sonny Ship. That's who the other guy was. It was Sonny Ship who posted that video. I mean, it was just nasty. It was just nasty what Jake Johnson did in that video. Steven says #marshmallow season. Who's got the freaking grams and chocolate? First you put the chocolate on the gram. Then you roast the mallow. Absolutely. The coldest to ever do it, Crawford. There's not a team on planet Earth, not one team, that has better names than LSU. And there just isn't. And recruits. The coldest Crawford, Bug Johnson. Bug Strong. Bug Strong. Like an ant lifts half his or 4 times his body weight. Bug Strong. Mike Jones. Mike Jones? How to forget Mike Jones? I'm forgetting so many of them. But the best name team, Major Burns, the best name team out there. Jason Wilson says, #AskBlake, you surprised about Le'Veon Moss? No, I'm not. I'm not necessarily surprised. Look, it's been very chronicalized that and stuff that's out of his control. He's had some tragic things happen to him. And look, I wish best. I'm gonna be honest. I wish best for the kid. I really do. And sometimes situations occur where it's best for people to leave the nest and go a little distance. So again, I hate it that I absolutely hate it that he's going to Alabama. But I don't fault the kid at all. Not at all. All right, let's do this. We're going to get to a very, very quick break. We'll get back to all your comments. Guys, you got to go see my good friend, Mr. John Patton, over at GMFS Mortgage. Guys, you're buying a new home, saving money on the mortgage that you have now, or even doing that cash out refi. The timing has never been better. Get in touch with John Patton from GMFS Mortgage today at 225-614-1234. 225-614-1234, or send them an email at jpatton@gmfslending.com. Go over to gmfsmortgage.com/john.patton. They will change your life, saving multitudes of money for everybody that's switching over to GMFS, because you know what GMFS does? They change lives. Again, it's John Patton at 225-614-1234, 225-614-1234. Tell them your good friend Blake Ruffino at AYS sent you on by. And our good friends over at the Drake Williams Law Firm.com, 985-386-7600. That's 985-386-7600, or go to drakewilliamslawfirm.com. Titles, real estate successions, DWIs, whatever happens, they got you. Tell them your good friend Blake Ruffino at AYS sent you on by if you got any needs necessary. Again, 985-386-7600. Tell them Blake sent you by. Okay. Let's see here. Let's get to a couple more of these comments. Brandon Reese says, yeah, it would be nice if we were to get Wiggins and Kelvin Banks. Yeah, look, I'm hearing some good things about Kelvin Banks, the offensive lineman, right? Yes. God, these names, kids' names merge together. And Wiggins. Let's see here. David says, if these kids go to Bama, you guys can't see me. There we go. David says, if these kids go to Bama, they are made 5 stars right off the rip. Not necessarily, but yeah. And no, it wasn't money. I'm telling it was not money about Le'Veon Moss. Again, guys, listen to what I'm telling you. It's very chronicalized. Go look it up. Ryan Thibodeau says, turn up, hashtag Ask Blake, turn up on a Monday. No. Not at all. Not at all. Not on a Monday. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't do that on a Monday. You can't get fired on your job on your day off. Luke Shuckman says, go suck on a corn dog, Blake. Worst reply of all time by that Georgia fan. Good luck to your boys tonight. Yeah, did you guys see that? The Georgia fan got so mad at me. I posted it on Facebook on the 247 message boards. See, you guys think that I just come in here and I make this stuff up. You know, like, I don't let people come in here and trash guests or trash people, relatively speaking. It's not a normal occurrence. But you got a guy from 247, a guy that works at 247 said something about, I need to go eat a corn dog. Bro, you won't say that to my face. Like, he won't say it to my face. Like, if you're going to tell me to go shove a corn dog down my face, you can at me on Twitter. The link was right there in the post. They literally posted a link to my Twitter, and you couldn't tweet it at me? Like, what you running from? What you hiding behind a paid website for? My man, come to my brother's face for it. I don't even remember the guy's name. Hide behind a message board. Come on. Don't hide behind a message board. Jeffrey says, if they ain't hating, you ain't doing it right. Hashtag Coach O. That's true. That's true. Blaine says, Blake's fired up. I am about this Kevin O'Sullivan thing. I really am about this Kevin O'Sullivan thing. Is Nebraska winning? Bro, is Nebraska winning? Come on, man. Come on. Let's see. Mark just tagged me on something on Twitter. I saw that. Guys, that kid, that Ibieta kid from Mandeville, I'm just going to tell you right now, that kid's a flat-out baller. Talking about recruiting, that kid, Landon Ibieta, I know his dad, Chad, that kid can ball. If that kid does not get an LSU offer, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'd offer that kid right now. Right now. It was a thing from Julie Baudouin. That kid, I'm telling you, Landon Ibieta, that kid is a baller. And Mark also says, new O-line coach Brad Davis making $830,000 a year. Yeah, I saw that. And I laugh, man, so hard when other fan bases say that that LSU doesn't spend money for coaches. It's the stupidest argument of all time. Stupidest argument of all time. Guys, Brad Davis is a damn good O-line coach. And I'm pretty sure James Craig was making like $700,000 right now. Stephen says tied up. Man, if Arkansas, and so does Kurt and Jonathan, and Shane. Man, if Arkansas loses, hey, y'all know that did y'all know that Tony Vitello drove a Lambo? Did y'all know this? So if LSU wins tonight and they go play Tennessee, which I'm on a Tony Vitello train, I like him a lot. Did y'all know that man drives a Lamborghini? That man bought himself a Lamborghini after being named the head coach at Tennessee. If that's not called swag, and then at a press conference, and then I went and watched an old press conference, said shit's about to change around here. You gotta love that kind of I don't know, it's swag. Wade McBride says Tank Guillory, and so does Jacob Cole. Yeah, I mean, that's another one of those names that you just absolutely that you have to throw in there. Joey says, hey, what about Blake Money? Blake Money did not make the trip. Him and Aaron George did not make the trip to Oregon this week. Look, Blake Money, after that Vanderbilt series, after that Vanderbilt game, has been shaky at best. We remember the start against Kentucky. He got rocked around. Who was the other game? Wasn't it South Carolina series, I believe? I'm just going off the top of my head here. He got rocked. I mean, just rocked. And I'm a Blake Money fan. Again, he's not a starting pitcher. You got to let that kid come in relief. Jeffrey says a publication named Mike Jones the second best returning linebacker in the country. I saw that. And I saw that guys like Mel Kiper and Todd McShay have him as an early second-round pick. And, guys, that guy left Clemson to come to LSU. That guy left Clemson for more playing time. Take that for what it's worth. Either Clemson's really damn good, but they got, neck roll. What's the you guys remember, old boy, the middle linebacker, neck roll that's coming back again. That guy, I feel like that guy's been at Clemson for 72 years. I feel like he's been at Clemson for 72 years. The kid's been playing forever. Kurt Paul says, you think A.J. Labus can crush some beers or what, big guy? Deserved to crush some case yesterday. Yeah, I do think A.J. Labus looks like a guy that doesn't say much, but he sits in the corner at a party and drinks Natty Lights. That's what A.J. Labus reminds me of. Right? I mean, he sits in the corner with his goatee and his jeans and his cowboy boots. Nothing wrong with that because I wear jeans and cowboy boots. Don't get it twisted. But I also don't sit in the corner drinking Natty Lights. But look, after that performance he had, look, that kid was gutsy. And look, he made me look like a fool. That guy made me look like a fool. I was like, man, A.J. Labus been getting rocked around. And then all of a sudden, he made me look bad. DV on Periscope says, I thought it was a Maserati. Was it a Maserati? I thought it was a Lambo. Regardless, this man's in a Maserati or a Lambo and saying shit about the change around here. I thought Bill King said that it was a Lambo on his Twitter. God, bro. What happened to Skalski right now? Oh, yeah, Skalski. That's it. Neck roll. Just unreal, man. DMT on YouTube says everybody's in shape. Trenches will be nasty this year. I think that they will too. Kirk Paul says I don't like Vitello. He's not good fit attitude wise. I can see that. I can see that. I can 100% see that. And if that's the case, all right, listen. As we're nearing, I'm going to break some news. All right. Kind of something I already knew. I just got a text. Listen to this. All right, so get this for what it's worth. Outside of A.J. Labus and Coleman, everybody's ready to go. It's all hands on deck, and they told Paul Mainieri, Coach, all hands are on deck. We want to win. All right, so take that for what it's worth. Again, outside of A.J. Labus and Coleman, everyone's ready to go. All hands are on deck, and the players told Paul Mainieri, all hands are on deck. Confirmed. The confirm wasn't in here. I'm confirming it through that. Get ready. Again, I'm telling you, the best thing that ever happened to Paul Mainieri this season is he said he was going to retire. That is the best thing that happened to Paul Mainieri. The best thing. and when he did it. Let's go out there and beat their Rudy Poo asses. Do it for CPM, man. Oregon is not better than you. They are not. I said it last week. What was it? Not a week ago today. No, it wasn't a week ago. No, it was almost a week ago today. I think it was Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday and Wednesday, I came on this show and told you that ain't a damn team in that regional better than you, and they're not. Not one team in that regional is better than LSU from a talent, and I'm going to say it from a coaching perspective. None of them. We need to go out there and beat that Rudy Poo ass. Let's go, man. Nothing gets me fired up more. Nothing gets me fired up more than a team rallying together, going up to their coach, which I would assume would be a guy like Landon Marceau, going up to Paul Mainieri and says, if you need me, I'm going. And you know what kind of makes a little bit of sense here? You know who probably did that too? Mikael Hilliard. I could easily see and probably heard Mikael Hilliard went up to Paul Mainieri and says, it's kind of like Ricky Vaughn from the Wild. Give me the ball. I want Parkman. But Parkman's hitting like 780 off of you. Give me Parkman. Give me Parkman. Wow thing. Ba, ba, na, na, na. You make my heart sing. And then you got the old I was about to call it something bad. The old witch. Not this damn song again. Let's roll, man. Is Cops really dealing? I can't watch it when we're on the show. I mean, I can watch it. I just don't want to lull the stream down. That's what I was doing when our camera went out. That's what I was doing. I was pulling too much stuff. Scare the hell out of me every time you break news during these shows. Well, look, again, outside of Labus and Coleman, everyone is ready to go. It's all hands on deck. They have told Paul Mainieri so. Craig Schilling says, over, ? Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? That's a great that's a great quote. That's a great quote. That is a great quote. All right, so we're 50 minutes in. Let's do this. Let's call it a show. Let's call it a show. Call the cat Durham. Carl, I'm gonna have to send you. I'm gonna have you. I know you text the AYS line, my brother. I don't ever check it. I'll get with you. But Carl the Cat Dunn says, throw the heat. Give him the heater. God, those are such great movies. Look, LSU's playing, as Todd says, LSU is playing their best baseball right now. Without a question. It's not even close. Blake, get your plane tickets to Omaha. We'll see. Look at don't tempt it, brother. Do not tempt me if they get there. We'll do shows live on location in that biatch. All right, let's get out of here. All right, guys, we will see y'all again tomorrow. Let's hope LSU wins. I think that they will. We will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night.